Hi everyone. Today I wanted to talk about our relationships and the fact that everything that is happening in our relationships is actually a reflection of our relationship with ourselves. This took me a really long time to understand what that means to be a mirror, that our relationships are mirrors of our inner terrain. But what I am understanding today is that whatever we haven't accepted in ourselves, whatever we haven't cleared and forgiven in ourselves, whatever we haven't allowed in ourselves, we will blame and project and not tolerate in another. So a lot of what we are unhappy about in our relationships, wishing things were different, wishing our partners were different, it actually has a lot to do with our own inability to accept certain parts of who we are. And because so many of us don't have the relationship with ourselves that is in full acceptance, because, as I've spoken so many times before, by the time we grow up and by the time we form relationships, we're a sliver of who we really are, just a fraction, and we form relationships from that sliver of who we are. So there is a lot of pain from that because we're disconnected from ourselves, and there is a lot of longing for something more, for that connection on a deeper level that we simply cannot possibly connect to in others because we are not showing up wholly ourselves. We're just showing up as a sliver, and we want to connect to our depths from that sliver, which is an impossibility. So that is why I always talk about the fact that our relationship with ourselves is the foundation for everything in our lives, whether it is our relationships, whether it is our finances, whether it is our career or sense of meaning in life. All relationships in life, of course, the single constant is ourselves. So our relationship with ourselves is what sets the tone for everything else in our lives. So then I have people, for example, who come to me in conversation saying that they would like to change something, they would like to be the one responsible for their own well-being and for improving whatever it is that they feel that they must in their lives, change something, for example. But then it means changing something, really changing something, doing something that we haven't done before, doing something differently than we've done it before. And this is where the difficulty starts, because that is not easy. Change is not easy. To actually change our habits, first to notice our patterns, then to try to break them, to create a new pattern is incredibly difficult. And one of the reasons why it's difficult, we simply don't see them because our patterns are automatic and we don't even see them in our life for most of it. So that's where the difficulty is. How can we become that person in our own life, a bigger container that contains all of who we are? Often becoming that witness is not really that easy to do on our own, although it is possible. I find that we need an emotionally detached other who can mirror our patterns to us that have become so part of who we are that we don't see them anymore. Once we notice these patterns, it's a matter of erasing them and consciously choosing something else. It's not easy. It's not comfortable. That means we have to face a lot of discomfort. And then how to do that? Well, retraining our nervous system, learning the tools that allow us to face difficult feelings and emotions and go to where we want to be anyway. And this will serve us very, very well in our relationships as well with other people, because other people mirror to us things about ourselves we don't want to see. We think it's them, but it's actually us. It's the parts of ourselves we've discarded because it was shameful or something we're not proud of. And we don't want to see that. So once again, living with the discomfort and then learning to accept all the parts of who we are. So our relationship with ourselves is the single most important relationship we'll ever have, is the only relationship we'll have for as long as we live. And then only once we feel whole and accept all those parts of us that we can actually start relating to others from the depths that we seek and desire. So I hope this clarifies some things for you. I welcome you to comment as always, and I will be announcing a course that I created 3 months long that is called Safe to Be Me, Cultivating Real Relationships. And it's that safety to be me, which means safe to be all of who I am, the parts I'm proud of and the parts I'm not so proud of. How can we feel so safe to be who we are that we can show all these parts of who we are to others, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and then understand that people who stay after we've shown who we really are the people with whom we can form real relationships. All right, everyone. I welcome your comments, and I will see you next time.